Hello and welcome back to Sitting and Chatting. I'm Liam Whyte.
And I'm Jamie Allan.
Firstly, we need to make an apology as such. Well, we need to apologise for two things. Firstly, as you can probably tell by the date, this is Friday, not Thursday.
Blame Liam for that one.
Well, a bit of both. You want to go? Well,
No,
what happened the first day we tried to record?
We'll take 50-50, however. The first day, was that the day I couldn't make it?
Yeah.
Aye, so the first day I had, I was late in work, had so much stuff to do with football missing products and whatnot, so we had to...
Jamie stole iPhones basically.
Well, that's not true at all whatsoever. However, we found them, and then we got about 6:30 that we were out. My manager stays in Glasgow, so I offered to take her home because our car tyre was busted in the morning, so I didn't get back to like 8:30, and it was far too late for us to start recording because I had other stuff to do. And then the second day,
which is, yes, my fault, gets to about 8. Jamie's just finished work, all's good. He's going to come round, we're going to record, we've got our guests prepared, and then
jump in the car.
And then about 2 minutes before Jamie was about to arrive, I get a text from my friend in Cambridge who said they needs a place to stay for the night. So yeah, that's why that's happened. And also, like I did say beforehand, it would be 1 week guest, 1 week with just us, except, well, this time as well, we've used up our opportunities to get guests because everyone's busy today, but hey.
But however, you're left with us too, which
I mean, the two best,
the
of
two
guys.
it's a good point.
So
apart from that's our 2 apologies, shall we say?
Yeah, don't worry. I'm sure there'll be many more to come because we are disappointments always in life. So yeah, what have you been up to? I haven't seen you in a while.
Well, what's been taking you? Primarily, I was watching a lot of the Women's World Cup when it was it Euros. Sorry, Euros. It's on. I've been watching that back and forward, and then keeping up to date with the transfer news of football. However,
22 million.
We'll not go there. However,
we'll save it for next week. We've got a special football podcast coming next week, which will address it then. Yeah.
However, I have been keeping up to date with the football. Primarily, I'm getting in late every night and then sitting on the PlayStation doing nothing. Just being bored, to be honest.
Well, you mentioned the Women's World Cup, which was held in Holland, which is where I was on holiday back at the weekend there, which is indeed probably another reason why this podcast is late, so sorry.
I saw some of the Instagram pictures.
The
canals, it was at the canals.
Yeah, canals.
That was good.
Tell you what, right, Holland's a banging place to go, and there's something interesting which I never thought. So, like, you see how traditionally of like Mediterranean countries like your Spains, your Frances, your Italies, you know, like how they're always portrayed with this stereotype of beautiful women sort of thing.
Yeah.
Amsterdam fucking blows them out the water. I'm not joking. Everyone from 19 right till about 25, I say about 80% of them were all like 9 to 10 out of 10. So it was.
Holland was a pro for Liam. That was just a clean pro. However,
a clean pro.
That is exactly the term I'm using.
Yeah.
However, you're absolutely right. Spain is, I think, is the biggest stereo.
Yeah, no, but
Italian women as well as apparently.
I swear to God, right? Amsterdam's just like.
There's also a lot of bad things about Amsterdam. I've got the guy who works in the shop with me. He's been to Amsterdam and Holland in general loads of times because he used to do gigs all over the world. And
you don't tell me about this.
Aye, so music gigs, he used to do it all over the world, and it still does, but like not as much.
Yeah.
And he was telling me all these stories about the red light district, and all the hookers on each doorstep of this big alley.
Nice, classy.
Liam definitely visited that.
Yeah, no, well, to put it out there, I did go with my mum and my gran as a paid holiday for me. So, Mum, if you listen, thank you very much for paying for my holiday. I had a wonderful time. No, it was,
it looked good though, and I think was the weather good the whole time?
No, the final night, right, so we go out for our dinner and we like, my mum's like comes up on her phone saying, you know, there's maybe shower storms or whatever, and we're sort of thinking, that's fine, you know, they've got their umbrellas, I've got my coat, you know, it's all good. Yeah. So it's like torrential rain, like it was it looked like something out of a movie. It was like bouncing off the street, there was lightning in the air. And I had only take one pair of trainers out with me, of course. By the time I get back to the hotel, my shoes are absolutely soaked through, and we're soaked through.
How was the hotel? Nice.
Hotel was very nice. It was 4-star, but the kitchen, like not the kitchen here, so like the dining room where like you had your breakfast in.
Yeah.
It was like a really posh hotel. Like you had these marble like solid marble tables, fancy like pew chairs, and like the ceiling had forget the name. You know, like the paintings on the ceilings in the Italian churches. What are they called? It's not mosaic, is it?
No, I can't remember. I know what you're talking about.
We're not cultured enough to know these things.
Exactly,
apologies. But yeah, no, apart from that, very good time. Obviously, no wheat brownies or anything.
What days were you there?
I was there from Thursday to Sunday.
Thursday to Sunday. So while you were there that weekend, I was in Blackpool that weekend.
How was your trip to? I saw the Instagram. How was Blackpool?
Instagram.
I like Amy's one.
Ah, right, okay. You've got, by the way, may I just add, right? Totally off subject. I don't know if you guys check out the description. However,
do it. I put a lot of time and effort into it to make sure it's not a blank fucking thing.
Now he says that he puts a lot of time and effort. However, he has my wrong social medias.
How?
So
no, hold on. I like how he doesn't bring this up before now and likes to bring it up during this.
Yeah, of course I do. I will check it during this podcast when you're talking. I will go onto your video and I will tell you exactly. I think it's I believe it's a Snapchat you've got wrong. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Well, the Snapchat. Well, okay, if the Snapchat, that's my fault. But the Instagram I've taken straight from your Instagram, so I can't.
I actually think you got that wrong too. However, anyway,
so how's Blackpool?
Blackpool was good though. Never done much besides in the hotel. We sat in the pool all day and jacuzzi. Did visit the beach and stuff like that. Blackpool's an attractions place, and it's no. You don't go for good weather as such. You go for the attractions and whatnot, but it was
it's better because obviously stereotypically it's pretty much described as a shithole. Does that live up to the name?
Aye, pretty much. The hotel, however, by the way, massive shout out to the Chadwick Hotel, was amazing.
I would shout out my hotel, but I can't remember the name of it. And also I don't think we have a lot of viewers in Holland. That's actually something. I checked the YouTube analytics a few days ago. And it turns out, like, because it gives you, I didn't realise this, but it gives you, like, percentage of, like, people, like, watching in, like, certain countries.
Yep.
We have some viewers in, like, Mexico, France, and that.
Mexico and France?
Yeah, aye, we have, like, long distance ones. See, like, if you are listening, right, it would be nice to comment where you're actually, like, listening from, because obviously we're just two lads sitting in Scotland.
We don't know how accurate these...
Yeah, no, it might, I don't know, to be fair, it might just been some guy for a laugh on his YouTube, like, when he was setting up his page, but I'm from Mexico, when he's really from, I don't know, Blackpool or something, but...
Yeah. So you've got both Snapchat and Instagram now.
So, well, do you want to shout yourself out then?
No, at all.
Shout yourself out, go on. I'm letting you have it.
I'm not going to lie, I've actually no idea what it is, so...
Jamie, the only reason I put down the social media in the first place was because I was wondering if maybe, like, the folk listening might have either A, wanted to see what we actually looked like, saying as we don't have a camera yet, or B, would have been interested to message us in general.
I believe both of which is thy Jamie Allan, spelled Thay, and then my name, Jamie Allan.
Right, well,
you have both of which wrong. To be fair, I don't use Instagram. I do, however, on some occasions use Snapchat. But yeah,
maybe that Twitter as well. I don't actually realise you used Twitter till after.
13k followers, mate. 13k followers.
Someone's living the big time. Fucking promote the podcast more than
I do. What you talking about? I do. Hit the big time, mate.
Hit the big time.
But yeah, right. That was that. I had to mention that because I saw it the other day and I was
fair enough.
Looking at the comments in the first video and I just thought, I was like, he's got that wrong.
Well, I do apologise to you, Jamie.
It takes a lot of time.
Yeah, that's another thing as well. We've who was it now that was saying? I can't remember, but basically I was showing it to like my family and that, and they were like, "Oh, so like how much of this is actually scripted? How much of like you must like obviously because like this seems like it isn't like just off the cuffs and."
We are raw.
To those, the thing I like to describe this as is raw. We planned like a few areas to go down, which we haven't actually done so far yet.
Yeah, like in one of the previous podcasts, we spoke about the news articles. That was pre-planned. However, we didn't know much about the topics.
No, all we did was we found the news articles and not necessarily.
Yeah, and got briefed it. Like we briefly looked over it before we spoke about it. But in general, it's just raw.
Yeah. So the main topic I want to talk about today is YouTube YouTube and social media personalities
Okay.
in general, because let's face it, YouTube over the last 4 or 5 years or so has exploded. You have people more famous now than like your typical movie stars or typical TV celebrities.
As if not as famous,
I mean, like, it's crazy to see how much they blew up, and now you have folk like your Jake Pauls, who I read today is the first person ever to hit 12 million subscribers in 12 months.
Yeah.
So give it like,
how much did he do? But he done 6 million. No, he done 5 million in 6 months. I actually watched Jake Paul.
Right, okay. I have to put out there. I've only seen like 1 or 2 of his videos.
Oh mate, right. So there's Logan Paul, who was famous on Vine. Now that's his brother.
Yeah,
he was
and
famous
Jake
on
Paul
Vine.
was Disney star, wasn't he?
He was in one Disney program.
No, Disney
Disney
Child, Child, whatever. Yeah.
Right. However, Logan Paul was a Vine. You know the Vine 6 second.
Yeah.
So he made them. However, made a YouTube video. Made a YouTube career.
See, I saw one of his videos though. Now I don't know if these boys edit their videos themselves or whatever. I suppose when you've got that much money, you probably don't need to. But
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, Jake Paul's got a team called Team 10.
oh, is that actually like his editing team and
That's
stuff?
his whole
Alright,
team,
I
yeah.
thought it was like, you know, you have the side mate. I presumed it was something like that.
In a sense, yes, but they are his team behind the
okay.
videos and stuff.
The other thing is, that Logan Paul, I don't know like the name of the video, but it's the one that's pinned on their YouTube channel, like the one that you first see when you go onto it. It was one that explained why 2016 was the best year of his life, and I swear to God, it's probably maybe out there as the best edited video I've ever seen. Like, not in terms of like CGI or crazy graphics or something, it's just like so well
Put
edited.
together and stuff.
And if that boy came up with half the ideas, I can see like why them two are so fucking
Logan does
popular.
it all himself. Logan used to edit.
Well, in which case, then that boy's fucking quality edit. I can't lie.
Logan done all his vines by himself. And they were hard to edit as well, to be fair. But in general, Logan started his YouTube career and made Jake famous, and then Jake dissed him, right, on social media.
It's just
Blew up, got 6 million in 5 months. He beat Rice Gum's record. I'm quite up to date with
the main thing is, so I watch a lot of YouTube, but you probably watch more than me, and you'd probably watch in the term of you watch more of the trending folk, I suppose. That is alright. Well, you're saying there about the dissing of folk and Rice Gum as well as a history of dissing people. And don't get me wrong, it's quite easy for me as the wee man to sort of look up to them and sort of say, oh well basically as well, I was looking back through it as well, like especially in 2017 you also have not just YouTube, you have your Facebooks, you have that absolute belly and Jack Jones, and also you had recently at VidCon, you had that Christian Burns, that Instagram model who was being famous, who claimed to be famous and was racist and calling like the security guards ugly and all that.
Yeah.
What I want to know is why are so many of them either dickheads or make themselves out to be dickheads online?
I think it's
because I don't think, like, don't get me wrong, nearly everything online's fake. Apart from this podcast is completely true.
It's obviously for fame and a lot of money.
I get that, right?
There's a lot of money to be had on YouTube, as you know. You know, Jake Paul, Logan, Rice Gum. These guys have got Lamborghinis.
But every cunt on YouTube pretty much has a Lamborghini.
But that's the money to be made, though. Do you know what I mean? That's how much money you can make in the game.
I know. It's just
they all clickbait and stuff. Clickbait is basically, if you don't know, putting a certain title that it's going to entice people to watch.
I'm gonna have a bet with you, right? I bet you I could call the title of this podcast Jake Paul or something like random chat about Jake Paul, and this might get the most views that we'll ever have because of having his name in the title. It'll boost up that much.
That's clickbait to a T, and these sort of things boost your views, which boosts your likes, which boosts your money. And all these guys are sitting with Lamborghini Aventadors and whatnot.
Don't get me wrong, right? I get the whole idea of like you want to be famous and make the money and all that, right? However, excuse me, right? So I guess more probably a common thing now, because I bet you not all these guys are dickheads, right? Like, their personality comes across as complete tosspots, but I bet if you spoke to them in real life, away from the cameras, away from all that, I bet you'd actually come across as okay guys, because most of these at the end of the day are online personalities as such.
Well, you see it in the Sidemen, right? I watched a lot of the Sidemen. Simon seems so genuine and doesn't he?
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, no, he doesn't make himself. None of them, apart from KSI, didn't make themselves out to be a dickhead.
And then off camera, you see it like, you know, they would help each other in any situation, that sort of thing. So it's like they're genuine, whereas KSI made his personality primarily fucking.
Well, that's fine though, right? But you could still get from, like, even though he maybe came across a bit of a dickhead, you could still tell he was a nice guy. Like, there was something about him you could tell which is nice. That's the point though. They made themselves right from being famous, not from clickbait, not from acting like complete dickheads online sort of thing. So if it is possible for them to do it, why don't other people try and avoid the trend of, oh, I've got to get across this online personality that's a complete arsehole? Why is it they feel to follow that route and not be down the nice
get as much money. It is that. So do you think Jake Paul would get 12 million in 12 months? That's $1 million a month. 1 million subscribers in a month. Do you think he would get 12 mil in 12 months if he was a normal guy?
No, of course he wouldn't.
And he would not have half of the things he has. He would not have a Team 10. He wouldn't have a Lamborghini. Well, he probably would have a Lamborghini, but he wouldn't have a Team 10 because nobody, you know what I mean? He's massively famous and trending because he's just a dick.
I know, right, but as well, do you think like people striving for fame as such is considered a big, like, do you still think it plays a lot into, because you know, like beforehand in sort of say like the 50s and 60s and that, people would idolise like Hollywood, like superstars like your Marilyn Monroe's and that, they want to be like them.
Yeah.
And today obviously you have folk wanting to be probably YouTubers now. Like,
definitely.
Do you think it's more prominent now or less prominent than back in those days, or what do you think?
I don't know, I think it changes all the time in this day and age. I think people will, like for example, if The Rock, Dwayne Johnson brings out a new movie, people idolise to be him because he's big at that time. And then once that movie dies off, you've seen it a few times, they go back to the YouTube because YouTube will always run the game, and it's because it's so popular. Like in my place of work, I at least get 4 or 5 YouTube questions a day. It's just so popular. So I think it swings and roundabouts. That back in the day you didn't have anything other than your movie stars, so they were the most idolised. Yeah, like, so nowadays your movie stars still get idolised when they're in the know, like they're in the news. They want to be, people want to be them. The thing is as well, right, I know it's good and bad, right? In today's world it's more easier than ever to become famous, right? Yeah. However, it's more easy, however you can do it with such mediocre talent now. I'm not trying to say like these like YouTubers have mediocre talent. No, they wouldn't have had 12 million. Well, okay, maybe a few get away with it with mediocreness, but yeah. I mean, like I said about that Logan Paul video, that's probably the best edited video I've ever seen in my life, right? And it's like it looks like relatively simple, but because obviously I've done a bit of editing now with college, I've done a bit of editing before we did this podcast, and obviously from this, I realised how difficult it is to get into that position, like how like good that is. So I mean, like, so some of these boys do have talent. I'm not going to try and say they don't, but they're also he's dropped a lot of subscribers, may I add. Wait, why has he dropped so many? Wait, sorry, Jamie just showed me Jake Paul's YouTube account. I just wanted to check something because I know he did surpass Logan, so Logan has now got the same amount of subscribers, okay? Why has he lost so many then? I believe it was because of the diss track he made on his brother. Carry on. That's another thing, fucking YouTubers that want to like rap. Don't get me wrong, some of them will have the talent. I'm not going to say that they don't. Some of them will genuinely I want to point one out. KSI has no talent in rapping. I genuinely believe he shouts in his music and it's shit. I think that's slightly. I think he has, like, don't get me wrong, it's nowhere like near the professional standard. I think some of his songs are good though. I enjoy some of his songs, yeah, but I just think I enjoy the parts that he's not in. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, some of the songs have got a good beat, got good bars, but I enjoy it more when when he's got swear rapping in his music. I enjoy that part, and the rest of the song is just back to him shouting.
To be fair, he was one of the first ones to start the whole, I suppose.
It was, and then Racegum came into it, and I genuinely believe Racegum has got some crazy bars. I don't think he can rap. And
so you think he should be a writer of songs rather than
because
a
I think
performer?
some of the stuff he comes away with is absolutely amazing.
But he can't perform it.
And the way that his videos, like his music videos, are put out, amazingly edited. Looks like an actual music video. But so yeah, some of them do have talent, but I think KSI, I just want to point one out. I think he's got fucking no talent whatsoever.
Well, no, because he writes all his own songs as well. I think so. Like
rapping wise, sorry, right?
Rapping wise,
actually
right,
rapping. Okay. So for him actually singing or rapping the song,
his stuff's like, I mean, now his stuff. Like, I mean, I watched
Did he listen to Lamborghini?
Yeah,
he screamed that music. Like,
yeah, no, I wouldn't deny it. I'm not saying all of his songs are good. I'm saying some of his songs I enjoy. I'm not also saying they're great songs. I'm saying no, I enjoy them. I can quite happily put them onto the car, listen to them. But I think sort of many people have jumped on this trend thinking that they're fucking rappers, and it's like
everybody's doing it.
I've got no problem with folk wanting to be a jack of all trades. There's nothing wrong. In fact, it's very good that you want to try and push yourself. Although most of this will be money driven, but who isn't now?
Well, you look at it. Every single YouTuber with more than 2 million subscribers has a merchandise company as well. But I mean, the way I look at it, right, is iTunes. I can go on. And 4 YouTubers I'm going to bring to here. KSI, right? Jake Paul, Logan Paul, Racegum. Right. All of which have at least 5 songs on iTunes. That shouldn't be the case. Like, that's what the fuck. They all have at least a song on iTunes.
Do you know what else also might be coming to iTunes soon? What? The Sitting and Chatting podcast. Find it over on iTunes very soon.
Ideal. I think it's crazy though how iTunes are taking these songs on.
But you can upload anything. Like that's like I know I'm going on to a bit of a change of topic here, but I'm currently trying to work on putting the Sitting and Chatting podcast onto iTunes because, well, I get a lot of people I say a lot of people, I know of 5 people it's dropped it down that want to listen to it like while they're out in the car and that, but obviously 4G's a bit of a bitch to go through an 1.5 video.
Yeah, so if you can maybe download it on iTunes, it's easy to watch.
I'm calling out iTunes, by the way. iTunes, it's a fucking joke trying to upload a podcast. It's the most complex that I've ever seen. And if any one of you genuinely know how to upload it onto iTunes, please, I beg that you get in contact with me, because it's asking for RSS feeds, and then you have to get a feed from feed websites, and then you need to print it off, and then you need to compress it, and it doesn't make any sense. Why isn't it? Grab a clip or something, upload it, that's it, done. Why is it like YouTube? That's what I want to know. Why?
I am so glad it's you who does that part.
Yeah.
I just need to turn up and talk, to be honest. I'm glad of that.
Well, I mean, you're not entirely. That's not entirely your job, but I mean, yeah, you've got easier out of us too.
Aye, for sure.
However, though, you did a wee bit of graft, and I don't think you should maybe say who it is that's done this. But I mean, you did get us a wee bit of.
Aye, that's a fair point.
Work.
So in front of me.
Do not say the name though or the place, but
you can hear the card. This is a business card I've got in front of me. It is a studio. I won't tell you the name or who owns it.
Because you know we don't want all of our millions of fans showing up.
Exactly, and I don't want the poor boy to, hate me. However, his number is, and I'm joking.
Imagine if this video gets 100,000 likes, we'll leak the number.
So the guy came into the EU store, and I was doing an upgrade for his mum, and we got chatting, and he basically told me to run a studio. A recording studio for artists and this sort of thing, podcast. So he gave me his card, and I says, look, I do a podcast with my mate, I'll let him listen to it, and he was like, oh, that sounds good, let me listen to it. So he's watched all of them, may I add.
Oh, he's watched all of them?
He's watched all of them.
That's nice.
From start to finish, and he says he would love to record it. However, we may get in touch with him at some point.
Yeah,
But,
expect maybe a studio podcast. I mean, to be honest, I don't actually think the echo's too bad in here from what I've heard, but I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm sure studio is a lot
I should
better.
would be banging. Anyway, I got his card, I got a few of them, my wallet's full of them.
You're a walking promotion board.
I'm a walking promotion board, however. I probably will check out his place.
But yeah, exciting things to come here for the podcast.
Whether it be me driving up and having a look and letting him give me a tour and whatnot, then it may be that, but definitely might be able to record in there in the future.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward. Hopefully something comes of that. Where was I going to move on from that? Oh yeah, movies. So I went and saw the new Dunkirk movie earlier this month.
I heard it was sad.
It's very sad. It's like, it's not often I go into a movie and expect sort of like a roller coaster of emotions, I suppose, because
There was happy times, sad times.
yeah, like, I mean, you have, like, when I go to the cinema personally, my two favourite genres have always been action and comedy. That's like, so
sure.
you know, you don't need, well, apart from like a few exceptions to the case, you don't really need to focus. You can just sit there, relax, enjoy the movie, and, well, hopefully if it's not shite.
Bye.
But no, that movie was fucking incredibly shot. For those of you who don't know, it's directed by Christopher Nolan, and it's based on the events that happened during World War II in Dunkirk, where basically 400,000 guys were stranded on like the beach of Dunkirk, and the Germans well, I'm not actually sure if it's just the Germans that didn't make it clear, I don't think, but like obviously the enemy troop stars were like moving in. And they had about 3 days, and they basically predicted that they would get rid, like they would be like, what would be best to do, they could maybe get 30,000 people off, but everyone that was alive, they managed to get off, I think 400,000 in the end, which was, you know, it's one of the greatest war achievements that's ever actually happened, to be honest.
Touching on the subject, on the movie, I had a customer in, an older wifey, she was probably about 78, maybe 80, and she actually was the one that mentioned the movie to me. She was like, I was just through in Edinburgh watching it. I was like, alright, okay. And I knew what it was, but I was like, she started going on about the movie and how she was brought up, and she was telling me that, you know, she was brought up, my dad took no shit, and she would get spanked with a ruler if she done something wrong, and just the proper old fashioned way.
Yeah, very old fashioned, traditional.
And he was one of the reason she went to see it is because he was the one that was on Dunkirk. He was one of their men.
Oh, actually fighting on the beach?
Actually on that beach, and I was like, holy shit. And
yeah,
she started sobbing up in front of me, and I was like, wow, this is deep shit. And then she was like, it's the saddest movie you'll ever see.
Yeah, no, the thing is as well, it's like, people, like, everyone, like, obviously, like, nearly all the reviews I've seen have been incredibly positive. The one complaint, though, I see, because I like to read reviews before I go into movies to make sure if they're decent or not. One of them, like, quite a few of them rather, have been sort of saying it's not about character, like, there's not like a certain character you feel anything towards this movie, that like they're just characters in this. And I sort of thought, though, I was sort of thinking at the time, oh, you can't really relate to characters, that isn't going to be great for a movie. However, see, watching it, right, you realise, because it takes you between different characters, so it's like, obviously with previous movies like saying Private Ryan and whatever else, you have like explaining like one group of soldiers backstory, which is very good. But with this one, it explained about maybe 5 or 6 different ones who are doing different things. So you had a fighter pilot, you had people on the boats, you had people on the beaches, you had some of the sailors who were just like ordinary citizens that couldn't go to war. They decide to go there to try and help get the lads off the beach, you know, incredible feats of bravery, you know, crossing the English Channel in nothing more than just a old wee rusty boat to go and try and bring men back when there's U-boats and torpedoes and shit.
She was telling me about the Spitfire planes that came in and everything like this, and I was like, this movie seems amazing.
Yeah, no, it's genuinely incredible. It's nothing though, like...
Who did you go see it with?
Me and Lewis went.
Nice.
The thing is though, right, so see, the movie for me is like, it's like an emotional rollercoaster, right? Because like, it doesn't stop from minute one. There's action right until the end, because like it makes sure the tension's like always right. The bit I remember as well for me was the Spitfire scene, because
that's what she was talking about.
Tom Hardy was in it. and he does a great, and he's probably the best masked person in cinema. The other thing, like the only thing that maybe pissed me off though about the actual cinema experience, so was afterwards when I went back home and I was looking at more reviews of it because I want to see, you know, what other people thought of it, see if it was matched up to what I think. Like folk in America were fucking complaining about the movie, right, because there wasn't any like strong-willed women characters or black people, and someone greatly commented underneath it just saying, yeah, it was a another then it said like another news headlines, America doesn't like a accurate historical depiction.
See, the thing is, at the end, it's Americans shouldn't be watching. Not that shouldn't be watching, but they don't. If they want to learn about the British War and how the war happened, by all means watch that movie. But don't comment on it. Keep your comments to yourself. And when you know nothing about it.
Another thing as well is Harry Styles featured in it as an actor, and yeah, didn't do a bad job. And I saw, like, see when the trailer came out for the first one, I got a lot of backlash, just like, oh, why have you got Harry Styles in it, you know? And I'm thinking, that's a very smart fucking move. You know, Sony doesn't make an idiot out of himself. Sony's not like a terrible actor. Then what you're doing is that you're getting a younger generation maybe potentially interested in the war, and that's a very important thing.
It's not a bad idea, actually. It makes sense.
And this has probably opened more people's eyes to what is probably one of the most important, like, events that have happened in recent times.
Yeah, it got us where we are today. That's what we've got to remember.
Yep, it might be. I'll speak in German if it wasn't for that. And if you heard the way Germans speak, it's very complex sounding.
Aye, and it makes it sound like they're shouting at you every time they say a word.
Yeah. Thankfully avoid that. So, what's your all-time, if you could try and think now, either favourite movie or top 5? It doesn't have to be in a specific order.
God damn. Genuinely, I have no idea. I mean, I will say Fast and Furious is my favourite movie of all time.
So disappointed. See, the thing is, well, me and Jamie love, like, well, especially the 5th one, I thought it was fucking bang. Then me and Jamie saw the 6th and the 7th one at the cinema, and I just lost all faith in the franchise. I still refuse to watch the 8th one because I can't be bothered with it anymore. They've dragged the soul out of that so much.
I know. But I think it's more of the characters that I take to.
You can take to the characters, but that's the thing, I think a lot of them are pretty basic, one-dimensional.
Yeah. That is my favourite. Like, I've always enjoyed
the first one. I take you're speaking about.
As soon as it started, I loved it, and I watched it about 10 times. Ever since then on, I've just went and seen them, and it's just always been.
Have you ever seen Point Break?
No.
Point Break, go and watch it. It came out about 10 years before the first Fast and Furious, and you can see pretty much exactly where Fast and Furious got the idea. I'm actually amazed Point Break or whatever studio was running didn't sue Fast and Furious, because it's exactly the same premise, except instead of cars you've got adrenaline junkies that surf and skydive and stuff. It's a very good movie. Go and watch it for those of you that haven't seen it. But yeah, so Fast and Furious.
I like the original Baywatch as well, I won't lie.
I've never seen any of Baywatch. Well, I thought it was a TV show before the movie came out.
Aye, but there was a movie as well, but the original Baywatch was good. I watched the Rock's version of it. It was as good as well. I've not got favourite movies. I enjoy all genres besides romances.
I actually saw kind of good one. I've never said that about a romantic or rom-com film or whatever. I saw one the other day called Man Up whilst I was getting my hair dyed. It was on in the background, so I really didn't have much choice but to watch it, and hey, it was alright. I can say that without too much shame coming into me.
Primarily comedies are my favourite.
You know. Did you see growing up? Because see, until about 11 or 12, actually, maybe rather, I watched a lot of TV and movies. Were you like that as a kid or not as much?
I watched a lot of TV. I never watched movies at all. It wasn't until I got a bit older, like 14, 15, before I watched any movie. Maybe a few beforehand, but in general, I used to watch TV all the time. As a wee guy.
Did you have the classic? Because see, until I was 11, right, I had 5 channels on my TV. I had like this big box, like the box TV was maybe about. It felt like a metre like big. I'm honest to God, right. It was as well. The screen was probably about 1.5 times the size of my Mac screen, and we had 5 channels. We had BBC One. We had 6 technically. BBC One, BBC Two, STV, Channel 4, Channel 5, and CFAX. And that was all we had until I was 11.
What did you watch?
Thing is, though, because there wasn't a lot on TV, because I didn't have any kids channels, so the only time I ever watched TV as such was when I went to my granny's, because my gran had Sky, so I could watch my Pokemon, my Power Rangers there, and keep myself happy.
I was more of a Disney Channel type of person. Like.
We didn't have that. I wasn't brought up in that generation.
Was it on Nickelodeon?
I was going to say I wasn't brought up in that generation. I was exactly brought up in that generation. I just never watched it.
I think The Sweet Life was my favourite.
I'd seen that when my mum was used to do early shifts in the morning before I went to school. She used to 2 days a week. I used to have to go and stay at my friend's house before school. So like wake up about 7, go round to theirs, get breakfast, get ready, go to school with them sort of thing. And that Sweet Life
is that in Cody was
that was on every time that I went over, but I mean it was just sort of a meh to me. Apart from that, what else did I watch? I mean, when I was younger, like, because obviously BBC One to Channel 5 doesn't give you a lot of kids entertainment, so
she gets like Rugrats in it.
Actually, Rugrats was one of the very first ones I watched. But actually, Only Fools and Horses was a big part of my childhood, because when my dad still lived with my mum, like Only Fools and Horses was like the thing on TV.
It was amazing. Maybe freewheel car.
I love Only Fools and Horses.
If you've not seen it, go watch it. It's just a fucking great show.
Anyone that argues with me about that as well, you are officially not. I'm not going to speak to you if you think Only Fools and Horses isn't a classic show.
It is amazing. Like full stop.
I forgot where this was going. See, this happens. You sort of like waffle on about stuff, and then you forget about where you're going to go with it all. Yeah, no. When I was though quite young, until about maybe 7 or 8 or something, like we had a VHS still in the house, and if you don't know what a VHS is, I'm probably showing my age now. But yeah, we didn't get a DVD player as well till I think I was 14. Which is funny because we have probably about 100 films in the house on DVD. But
that's the thing though, like not everybody could not everybody had the same childhood. Everybody thinks, like, see the generation above us, they think, oh, us being 19, 20, 21, they think, oh, we watched Disney, we watched Nickelodeon, we had Sky when we were young, DVD players. It wasn't always like that, do you know what I mean?
No, it's not really. I never had my household wasn't really tech operated till I was about 11. I got my first phone when I was 11. We got our first proper computer when I was 11. Like, not mine. Also, it was my mum's, but I was allowed to use it. We got our first TV that didn't have just 5 channels. And then when I was about 12 I got an iPad. So like after that, like the tech based sort of thing then came in.
I didn't get my first phone until I was 17, 16.
Fuck off. No, really?
Genuine.
You never got your first phone until you were 17?
No,
honest to God.
Swear to God. I never had a need.
Is that why it was always a fucking nightmare to get into contact with you after school?
Honestly,
that explains it.
I never had a phone because I didn't need it. I didn't want it. I had an iPad for watching videos on. I had my PlayStation.
That's actually mad. I didn't realise that.
My first phone was
that's why we always had to fucking message each other. Basically, I never even clocked that till just now.
My first phone was a Nokia Lumia as well. An absolute state. It's an absolute embarrassment.
To be fair though, how many phones have you had though since your first phone?
2.
Only 2?
I have an iPhone 6S and then I got my new Samsung.
But you had that Nokia Lumia, so you've had 3 in total.
3 in total, but since my first phone I've had 2 others.
Wait, hold on.
It's 2 in 2 years.
1, 2, 3. So it's technically my first 5th phone now, because I had a Sony thing, and I remember getting it.
Sony Ericsson?
Yeah, I remember because we were driving back from my mum. I went up to celebrate my birthday at my dad's, and we were driving back and we stopped because my dad lives in Aberdeen. My dad would drive me down halfway towards Dundee, and then my mum would pick me up and drive back. And we get to about Perth or something like that, and then we're sitting in a petrol station. My mum's like, "Oh, do you want your present now?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." Obviously, like looking forward to it. And then like she just gets out her old phone as well and just like rins and like she's saying, "Oh yeah, go and have a look around the car." So I'm like looking in like the cubby hold, I'm looking under the seat. She went, no. And then she's like going, you're getting warmer. And I'm like, I can't find this thing. So eventually she gives up, gets her phone, phones it. And then I look underneath the sun visor on this, like, it was honestly about the size of my hand, like, and it was like maybe about 5 centimeters wide. It was like the thinnest fucking crappiest. And I remember it specifically as well because on the back of it when it turned over, it made it like it deliberately ingrained this under the camera because it made it like look proud at this sort of thing. It was a 1 megapixel camera, and it had that underneath. Like the camera, like the actual camera size was about half the size of the phone, and it still said 1 megapixel. So proud.
I remember. However, my first phone was when I think it was like 16.
It's actually mad. And then I got a LG, which
cookie.
It looked like a cookie, but it was. I can't mind the actual one. But that phone was the biggest piece of shit I'd ever owned, and I'm glad I got rid of it because it was the first touchscreen one I got, and this was just when like touchscreen phones were beginning to become the most popular ones, and the screen was horrendous. If it rained on the screen, like a dropout count as a fingerprint. I remember actually the first induction day at school when we were in English. It was, I think, like my phone was just pressed against my pocket in the side of me, and then a fucking AK-47 noise was just going off in my pocket, and I was just like, why is this phone exactly? And for some reason as well, I'm not shitting you, right, every single day, twice a day, my phone, whilst in my pocket, would ring my mate's mum every single day.
We know what was going on there.
No. I want to point out, Nick, I didn't ring your mum all the time. But literally, I would pocket dial it, and like sometimes it'd be 25 minutes, and like every time I'd go to get like
a lock screen on these ones back.
Yeah, it did, and it opened itself, like, because it wasn't like keypad this time. It was just like you pressed down on like a lock button and then it opened.
Oh, I know what you're talking
But I had this case on top of it. I think the case made it worse. But honest to God, right, it phoned my mate's mum twice every single day that I owned that phone, to the point where it ended up that she blocked my number just to stop it going through.
Brilliant.
Then what did I get after that? Then I went through the BlackBerry stage.
Oh, the good old BlackBerry, the BBM.
Fucking BlackBerry Messenger. But the thing is, I only had that phone for 6 months, and I fucking hated it with a passion. Just because
they're still in fashion these days, and I don't know how.
No, they're not. I've not seen someone with a BlackBerry in about 5 years.
I see one every second day.
Well, that's because you're in a phone shop though.
Exactly, but that's what I mean. Like, I know they're still in fashion because it's like, yeah, I get questioned about them all the time. Do you guys still at the BlackBerry Priv? Do we fuck? You know,
Is it BlackBerry dead as a company? I thought it was.
No. They got took over by like a massive Asian company.
No, but tell me them.
I
mean, I think everyone in our generation, well, most people seen as you did have a phone to your 16, between the sort of like 13 to 14 sort of age, all had fucking Blackberries. And Blackberries, what I learned very quickly is BlackBerry is a very good phone if you're an accountant. However, it's fucking dog shite for anything else because the screen's tiny. The keyboard's very useful for typing, I will say that, even though it's stubby as fuck and you need to get the loot.
It's the same with Microsoft though. They're only good for business owners who deal with documents.
Oh yeah, no, but I realised especially because that was around the time where like I started getting, when 3G became a thing, and obviously you want to use your Wi-Fi whilst you're out in the go sort of thing. But yeah, I had to go, and plus like the actual like way it was laid out was fucking horrendous. Then I got my iPhone 4 and now my iPhone 6S, kindly supplied by Jamie Allan. And if you go down to E in Stirling, you can get one today.
I saw it, yeah. No, but I saw it 4 up to the 6, and I got my Nokia, never used it. I had it for a year and a half. No, no, two and a bit years, never used it. Started working for EE, cancelled my contract at Tesco's.
Tesco contract.
Good old Tesco mobile.
Oh, I used to joke the only rent boys fucking use Tesco mobile.
They were no, well, it was like O2 is who it runs off.
Tesco mobile is literally the worst thing I've ever seen.
Embarrassing.
I think Lidl fucking mobile would be better if that was a thing.
So I cancelled the Tesco mobile and then moved to EE, and that's when I got my first phone contract myself. It was iPhone 6s, same as you. However, sold that because I got a free Samsung S8 Plus.
The joys of working in a...
Right, so I got the newest Samsung for free to promote the products. And your boy's living life with the brand new... See, to be honest with you now, take the phone away from me. Oh.
Yeah, no, that's the thing, right, though, because... don't get me wrong, I'm guilty for it as well. I use my phone far too much, but I mean, like, I've seen, like, especially in, like, the last year, you're never off your fucking phone.
I struggle now. There's so much stuff I need to do on it. Not only for work, but in general for...
I know, but you're a bit of a workaholic, like, so, like, say if you actually took part of that, I know it's difficult and it's pretty much impossible, but say if you didn't have that work mentality always on you to, like, check what people are doing and that with the company books, do you think you'd be the same? Like...
No. I think... if I worked there and I didn't have like the mentality to check every day like you say, I probably wouldn't be on it as anywhere near as much. I'm on it 80% for work, 20% for personal. The
trouble is as well, right, and I'm not saying this like as a dig to you, I'm saying like as a general like thing to people. So we like, especially folk around our age, we're quite bad at, especially for time, our generation are quite bad for whether it be not making enough time for someone or or underestimating what you'll do like for time wise for someone. And I don't like to think about time and that sort of sense, but like, so I'm sure you've had as well hundreds of times where you've like said you're going to meet someone at a certain time and then
like Thursday there,
like, well, like me, I'm just saying Jamie was meant to arrive not long after past and we started at 6.
Well,
but yeah, no, like you get moments like that. So like, I'm not saying everyone needs to be fucking perfect and mind the dot. I try and be my best, but I'll do it the same as well sometimes. Where I'll be like late for folk and whatever.
Sometimes you just
and when you're and see like when that's happening, there's nothing better to just have your phone and fanny about on it because there's nothing like so like. See, when I was a kid, I just thought because also had the only child thing, and because. Well, when I was younger, especially, I couldn't expect my mates to come out like every day, especially if it was like a school night or whatever. I remember countless days being bored as fuck in my house. But see if I had a phone, like, see if you take 7-year-old Liam, give him an iPad or an iPhone or whatever.
He would never be at the door.
Yeah, well, no, it's not that because I still go out and all that. But I mean, I'd be entertained during the moments where I'm not with my mates, and I think like that's maybe the main benefit to having a phone.
I think people overuse it now.
Oh yeah, no, everyone knows. Well, not everyone, that's a lie.
I mean,
but
I pulled up the other day there at traffic lights, looked over, and the girl was on her phone like at the traffic lights. Hers had turned green, so I put the horn, and she like proper put her phone down, drove. I was like, seriously, that's getting out of hand. Every time you get a traffic light, just whip out the phone and see who's on Instagram or whatever. It's like too fucking far.
But I mean, hey, you thrive on this because without these people, you wouldn't have money.
Without these people, I would be out of a job, indeed.
Yeah, and you might even be at bigjabbayst and you don't want to be there.
Exactly. So everyone, keep using your phone as much as you can.
No. Keep using your phone from EE.
Aye, as long as you're with the EE network, use it all the time. If you're with 3 and that, you're embarrassing. However,
what about folk on Tesco?
You shouldn't even be alive.
You're a disgrace, like you're kind if you're on Tesco.
There's a lot of networks that are just embarrassing. You shouldn't be there. However, without these people, you know, I would, like you say, there wouldn't be a business to be had.
So another thing is as well, then going back to what we did for entertainment, if we had movies, TV, phones. Next big one, I suppose, is games. Growing up, what did you play on and what was your favourite games? Because I'm going to guess it'll be similar to mine.
I won't lie again. Never had my first console until I was 14 had a Game Boy.
Actually, 11 was the first time I got my console. I got my Wii when I was 11.
Alright, well, so when I was 13 or 14, I can't remember, I think I got my Wii and my Game Boy at the same time.
You got a Game Boy. Your mum and dad were like, "Here, son, just pretend this came out like yesterday when it's actually 10-year-old."
I got a Game Boy. Mate, honestly, the Game Boy was banging.
Actually, no, that's bullshit then, because my dad, my dad's pretty old-fashioned, traditional thing. I never understood this, but he had a Game Boy for some reason.
Mate, honestly,
but he never played it, right? So he gave it to me, but I never used it either, because when I was a kid. When I was a kid, though, I wasn't. But until I got like my Wii, and then I got an Xbox the year later, then I wasn't like actually bored about games.
Fucking good old Wii Sports, man.
But no, the thing was, right. Again, I don't actually understand this because anyway, for me, it's just weird for me thinking, because when I first started playing games, my dad was actually really strict about what I could. I don't understand this, because he like, see, after like a few years I said it's still giving a shit, but he was very strict about what I can watch and what I can watch. I wonder if maybe it's because he wasn't like in my life as much to influence me, so he wanted me to make sure I was being good and whatever. But he basically banned me, like he said to me, like, he's not allowed 18 games sort of thing. So of course when the COD thing was starting to blow up, like your Modern Warfare 2s and your Modern Warfare 1s, I wasn't allowed COD until I was about 15, I think.
Well, I got every Christmas.
The new COD.
I got the new COD, the new GTA, if there was one at the time. Very rare there was a new one every year, to be fair. And it would be my auntie that would buy it. Shout out to you. You know who you are. I could go to the strip club, watch the hookers doing their business.
But, I mean, you could.
And jump on the COD right after that.
Oh, I thought you said there, jack off to COD. Just had visions of a 13-year-old Jamie fucking masturbating.
Absolutely not. However, I did go. I played GTA. I was allowed COD at, like, you know, as soon as I got my first PlayStation.
I mean, like, a bit after like 2 years, I think my dad gave.
What was your first PlayStation? Did you get? Or were you an Xbox?
First was Xbox.
I was an OG Xbox, my friend.
I was 360.
I was a normal
Halo,
Xbox.
Well, so games for me wise, so you were COD and Halo. For me, it was pretty much. So of course, because I wasn't allowed COD, what was the next best thing? And I just sort of properly was like into football at this stage, so I was like, oh well, it's gonna have to be FIFA then.
I was a FIFA driven guy, like.
Yeah, and then FIFA happened, and yeah, I put a lot of I still put a lot of hours into FIFA to this day. Now that I'm off Xbox onto PS4.
When this finishes, I'm going home and I'm going to play FIFA. Like, that is.
Yeah, no, me and Jamie probably play too much FIFA. And saying that though, right?
We don't play enough with each other, to be fair. We play.
Yeah, no.
We play career mode all the time.
We're fucking disastrous for playing with each other, but excuse me and Jamie then have well, see for me, right? So FIFA 10 was my first FIFA, right? And I'm trying to think then, and see by FIFA 12, right, I became almost a like, I don't mean to big myself up here, because I've never been a good a single game, like properly good, apart from FIFA 12. FIFA 12, I was a fucking like pro. At one point I was in the top 10 in the Europe like leagues. I went on a 335 game unlosing streak.
I remember you telling me that.
Yeah, no, I was a fucking pro, and since and then every FIFA after that, my ability, due to, you know, me having either being more of a social life or more schoolwork to deal with or whatever, the hours and then the amount of games I played slowly died down, and died down, and died down, and died down, and well, you say that, I got slowly worse and worse through every single FIFA. Until FIFA 17, I've actually improved again. I'm not, don't get ever, I'm
still shit.
Oh, fuck off. I'm not.
We play pro clubs
once in a blue moon.
Once in a blue moon, and he's pish.
That is top goal scorer.
Alright, okay.
Me.
Alright then.
It's
because I leave the club and join again.
It doesn't matter though, I'm still the top goal scorer even if I'm back.
Okay, right, whatever. What I will say is,
we couldn't run the thing.
FIFA was a game I played all the time. However, COD was my...
COD was your thing.
That was my thing. I was #1 in the world for four different game modes on Advanced Warfare.
I know it's your problem, you're playing that game.
No. No.
That's a pish game.
Black Ops 2, I was number 1 for one game mode. It was I think it was Sabotage. I think it was something ridiculous like Sabotage. And then so I've been number 1 a few times in the leaderboards, and there was a lot of hackers on Advanced Warfare, may I add, and I was still beating these bitches, shall we say. I was unreal at what Advanced Warfare.
Jamie doesn't have a life.
This is during the time. This is during the time I barely worked. I was doing my plumbing thing, barely worked. You know, my hours were like 10 a week, and
10 hours a week.
Well, no, that's a lie. But I was, you know, I was working very. I was like working part-time hours. I had a lot of free time, and I was a fucking master at COD. To the point where if I made a YouTube video with my friends, I would be blowing up right now. I was shit hot at COD. I played it in fact, touching on the subject of social media, right?
We're going back.
I'm going back on this, right?
Right, okay.
Like all these pro gamers, right? I'll touch on COD. Like Optic and stuff, FaZe Clan, if you don't know them.
Yeah, no, I know what they are, yeah.
They play this thing called MLG, which is Major League Gaming, you probably know. COD Esports is the other one it's called. Bitch, I made that shit, you know what I'm saying?
I made that. Oh yeah, are you going to copyright it now?
I was...
Jaba Allan 2017, I created esports.
I was, obviously Major League Gaming, you get the pros have their own league, and then, you know, your amateurs have their own league. The team that I had created, and we played games and stuff, I was 4th in the EU leaderboards for it. Like, that's how sad I'd got. That died down when the new COD came out, and you had to fucking double jump. And I loved the Advanced Warfare because you tapped it and then boom, you were up in the air. And then Black Ops 3 came out. Absolute woeful. Is it Black Ops 3? Aye.
That's not a newest one. I mean, Modern Warfare. No,
Aye.
Infinity War's.
What's it called?
Infinity War.
No, is it?
Infinite
Warfare. Infinite Warfare.
Whatever,
absolute shit. So I have not played that COD. I don't think I've played that 3 times this year. Like, genuinely, I don't think I've ever played it.
Jamie's hand buying the COD at Christmas.
I was Master Prestige for every COD, and this one I'm level 21 or something. Do not play it. Absolute shit. I am a FIFA guy now. Like,
yeah, no, you really have changed. Right. Some good chats today. I think we're going to move on to a new segment that I've created, and this might go pretty bad for Jamie.
It will go bad.
But hey, you never know, it might become the world famous success that Quickfire Questions has become. Basically, so this segment is going to be called What Do You Think Of? I really need to include some sort of jingle or something to go into when I get announce these titles just to make them sound more dramatic. But I think this will be something I do with the guest. But I mean, I'll let Jamie next week do the same with me, grilled topics. However, I'm going to say the name of something, and then I want Jamie as fast as he can to give me a sentence or a few words on what he thinks about this. So no bullshit. You can't stop to think as for a long time. You just need to give me the first thing that comes into your head. Okay?
The thing is, I'm very basic, so it's probably going to be a 2-word answer.
Don't put yourself down.
Okay. I'm very basic. It's going to be a 2-word answer.
Right, this was originally because due to unforeseen errors, this was meant to be Ewan that was answering this, so a lot of these are question towards Ewan.
Oh great, fuck's sake.
I'll maybe leave it a few, but we'll go for it, see how it goes. Right, so you ready?
No, but aye.
First one, Scotland.
Greatest country on the planet. Talent Army boys, mate, love it. I mean,
that's a Scottish answer about Scotland I've ever heard.
Love whiskey. keep it there.
Pop music.
Shite. Nah, I'm joking. I actually really enjoy pop music. It's a big party. Music I like.
Football.
Love it. Fucking greatest sport ever.
Politicians.
Pricks.
Drugs.
Don't take them.
Skaters.
No comment.
No. We said raw and honest was their motto. Come on. Do it. None of my mates are
I appreciate they're very talented. However, I think it's very weird the way they all gather up and lick each other out at the skate park.
Yeah, they are weirdos.
Very weird characters. However, everybody has got their own.
We touched on this before, but I'll get it to you anyway. Education system
is wrong. Needs to be changed.
People who refuse to give up an argument.
Fuck off. Like, fuck them.
Trump.
Some man, like honestly, what a fucking guy.
What a guy. Such an inspiration
We're
there.
gonna build a wall. He's fucking great.
What's that accent?
That was my
That sounds like an American trying to do a Scottish accent.
Nah, he's a legend.
And finally, YouTube.
I enjoy it. It's a big part of my day-to-day life. Love it. I like all the different personalities on it.
I think where this went well this time, and I hope that my friends don't watch this next part so they don't realise what I'm about to do, but I might try and throw them under the bus for the next guest we have on. Make sure I give them harder questions that they might struggle to answer within the time.
Brilliant.
Yeah, no,
that was. I'm not gonna lie. That was nervous. I was nervous for that.
nervous.
I was nervous for that.
Yeah, so now we're going to move on to the final segment of the day, which is of course the world famous Liam and Jaba do the news.
Oh yes. Here we go.
So the first one, these are, by the way, I don't know if I mentioned this the first time, but every time we do this is going to be from BBC News. It's going to be like the place to get them just because I feel it's the most trustworthy source that I think is out there. If you disagree with me or want me to use different news outlets, then comment down and we'll have a look, see if I think it's not just slowly clickbait and all that.
May I add, I've not read these stories yet.
Yeah, no, it's
so
fine.
This is raw as fuck.
It's a bit last minute, and also these were done the other day there, so these are slightly out of date. But right, so there's been notes in Venezuela about votes being tampered with. I don't necessarily want to talk about the story of like it's been like Venezuela's political system as such, but I want you to think like how much of politics would you say is like, what's the word, like not maybe faked but like corrupt, yeah, that's a better terminology.
I think no matter where you are, Venezuela, Zimbabwe, Scotland, doesn't matter where you are, so every system's corrupt in some way.
Every single system, you think?
Yeah, for sure.
I probably agree with you on that. I don't think
I don't see the thing with the votes though. I think that's bullshit. Like,
well, the vote being corrupt.
No, it's the same as seeing Scotland when we had our independent vote. Independence vote, sorry, and everywhere was like, oh, they've miscounted and this shit, and it's like,
well, I think
that's horseshit.
I think it's different from that. Like, I think nowadays,
corrupt.
right? I think nowadays, especially in like the last few years, we've had our Scotland independent referendum. We've had the American general election. We've had our second. We've had the UK general election. All of which have been considered surprises because no one for one, a lot of media outlets like shame them, as do people online. But I think there's a lot of, how would you say, like, well, my dad calls them closet Tories, so like folk that don't like to give away that they're actually voting Tory because they know the stigma that they'll end up getting from doing it. So they end up lying, sort of saying, oh yeah, I know they're shining.
I think the most surprising one was when the UK's decided to leave
Brexit.
The EU.
Oh yeah.
And that is the most surprising. I knew in a sense it was going to come to it, like with Wales and England being overpowering, like, and it's bullshit. I still don't agree with us leaving. However, it's happened now. It is what it is. That was the biggest surprise. The independence I knew was going to happen. I think people were too scared at the time.
I don't know. I was sort of like 50-50 if it would go. I did think it would have happened.
Did you want it to happen?
Yeah, I voted for it.
Voted for it, right?
Were you too young to vote at the time for it?
No, I voted.
Oh, did you? Right.
Did I? No, I did. Yeah, I voted for it. Yeah.
Oh.
When was it?
2014.
No. Like what month though?
September.
Yeah, no, I was old enough.
Fair enough.
I was old enough. I voted in it.
But yeah, we're basically saying world's corrupt. Nothing much has changed.
I think the systems, politics in general, and like, everything's corrupt. Even
we should get our local MP to come on.
No, but even like lawyers and stuff, right? Now lawyers, don't get me wrong, they know the law inside out. They're amazing at what they do, but in some cases, like I know in the big city that's known as Glasgow in Scotland, in the big city, my boy. Primarily, people getting off with like drink driving offences, these sort of things. in a way, yes, some can be justified, but a lot of the time the lawyers go in, yeah, $2,500 goes to the judge to let him away with it. You know,
you genuinely think judges are bribed in this country?
I know.
You know judges are. That's a strong claim you're putting out there.
I know of 2. However,
you know 2 judges that have been bribed.
I know of 2 judges. Genuinely.
This isn't in the news or whatever.
No.
That's a good exclusive. Invite them down. We'll get them on to talk about it.
I know of 2 judges.
So how did you? Obviously, don't give away names.
No,
but how did you hear
I know
this?
one judge personally, right?
How the fuck do you know a judge?
Again, I won't get it away because
it'll give it away. There's someone out there right now listening shitting themselves because Jamie's about to give away like the most like.
You are.
Jamie's about to give away like this 5 o'clock news story about judges in Scotland corrupt.
So primarily,
seriously though, like
genuinely, 100%.
Has he or she told you why?
They've told me they've done it because, you know, it happens all the time. That was the response. That's
fucking. That's actually pretty.
That's how I then found about the other judge. That's how I know of 2. I found about the other judge who.
So you know one of them personally.
I know one of them personally.
One through story.
Yep. Basically, one judge came to the judge I know and says, "Look, what do you think? You think I should just take the bribe and let it go?" So they get each other's opinions on it and stuff like that. So when you go to a lawyer and you say, "Look, do you think you can get me off of this offence?" And they'll go, "Yeah, but that'll cost you about $3,000." And they'll say maybe $2,500 for trial plus VAT. Realistically, they take $1,000 to their sale and then give the rest to bribe them off it.
That's pretty. Well, you've opened my eyes in some, because don't get me wrong, I do agree with you. I think
that's how I know it's corrupt.
But I thought that would be. I thought especially in like this country, because like everything's like done, like you sort of saying like you need to do everything by the book, otherwise you will go to jail, sort of thing.
Yeah. I mean, it is corrupt. You know what I mean? It's everything's corrupt in a way.
I'm mad though that.
Oh, it's crazy. I honestly, I cannot believe it. But
I can't believe what you never told me. Like, I'm quite glad you did, because it's good for the podcast.
But when you think about it, do you honestly think, how can you possibly get people off with a driving offence, right? So what
do you know of? Like, so
I know of one case they've dealt with.
Right. Okay. Like so is said person right? Like it's already his moral obligations fucked. I don't care like what excuse he gives now. It's fucked. The thing I want to know is how do like
I know how
is it like are any of them have any of them been involved in like murder or serious body harm? Like so are they all like wee minor cases?
Yeah. So you cannot possibly take a bribe for something like a murder case.
I wasn't thinking maybe necessarily murder, but like maybe like I don't know, assault or something like that would be for. Here we need to be kind of careful what we're talking about here. So I don't want to be sued.
I would imagine yes. However, the one I know of, right, this is a case I know of. The guy stole a car. Okay.
Maybe leave out details because you can Google stories quite easily.
No, this didn't make it as far. However,
be careful when you're this age. Once again, I don't want to say they're in a lot of shit.
And the offence was basically drink driving. Okay.
Right.
In a vehicle that wasn't his. It was family members, right? He took the car. Without
did this make it to the papers?
No,
of course. Okay, right, that's fine then. Because I was about to say I don't want it to be able to Google.
No chance. It was a family member's car. They took it without permission, right? It was drink driving. Ran a red light, got stopped by the police, right? Obviously, clearly wasted, right? This was the other judge. I don't know personally. That was their case. So he went in. He had been accused of using a family member's car without permission, which is 3 points, I believe. Red light is 3 points worth of fine and no insurance to the vehicle. Drink driving is like
jail
time, right? So
he was looking at basically not being able to drive for up to about 18 months in jail time for about the same, I'd guess.
Aye. So he got off with everything, right?
Got off with everything.
So the lawyer,
the lawyer took a crazy
bribe. Okay, The reason the judge took a crazy bribe, he paid the lawyer obviously
How much are you
fortune.
talking?
I don't know. I'm probably talking, you know, 6, 7, maybe £8,000.
Oh, I thought you were good. I thought you were about to say figure salary.
No.
Jesus Christ, how rich is this cunt?
Aye, so you know the guy's probably still paying off that loan to this day. However,
Here, listen.
he got off with everything, and the reason for it is because it was a technicality. In the paperwork, something wasn't signed, and the lawyers went, "That's not signed. Case dismissed." That's how easy it is, and it's all down to a technicality that wasn't signed.
But I bet you any money they wouldn't have found that technicality if the bribe wasn't paid.
Exactly. That's the lawyers. The judge has got to write down everything, sign everywhere before he takes on the case, and if he misses one thing, the lawyer sees that. Technicality.
No, don't get me wrong, I get it. That's a fair enough thing to get pulled up upon, right? However, I bet you that's no fucking... Well, it isn't else if you said it to it, but...
He does it every day. He's not going to miss that signature. He's missed that because of the bribe, for sure.
How often will these... like, the one you've talked to, how often will they actually, like, take one?
Depends on the case. He says...
Because surely, right, I mean, I would have thought even once it would have come up in some sort of record, this doesn't smell right, sort of thing.
The judge has the final say, as you probably know. What he says goes. Now basically what happens is
I thought it was the jury's. Sorry, I thought it was the jury's.
It depends on if it goes to trial or not.
Right,
There's
okay.
loads of different things. However, the one I know of, primarily he got away with everything because of the paperwork wasn't signed. But yeah, it's like he has the final say. So if somebody comes to him with a case saying, "Oh, look, the guy's ran a red light, can we get him off for the full thing?" Fuck it, what's that going to do? That's not going to harm me. Takes a bribe and does it, that sort of thing. Whereas if it's like a massive offence, he'll let him away with maybe something on a technicality, and but not everything. Depends on I assume, sum of money and whether it will jeopardise his job and life, to be honest.
Honestly, if you're in their position as well, do you think you would have taken the bribes? Because me personally, I think I'd be too scared to in case I got caught.
Yes, I probably wouldn't have taken the bribe.
I'd be too feared of getting caught. Like,
I mean,
I don't know how you can do that. Like, the reason they're probably doing it on such a regular basis. Well, it won't be just them two.
No. There's not every lawyer. A lot of lawyers are absolutely amazing at what they do. However, there is probably a third of lawyers who bribe judges. It's a vicious circle, but yeah, that's how I know. That's how I know a lot of things are corrupt. But
that's pretty mad. And if you are the judge, listen to this. Please don't sue me or Jamie. We don't have money to bribe you with.
Or I'll take you down, you bastard.
Jamie's like, I've got the name. If this video gets 100,000 likes, Jamie will release the name.
Yeah, but no, that's how I know it's sort of.
Let's hope this guy doesn't listen. Please don't fucking say there's a chance I haven't been listening.
Nah, there's no chance.
Right, that's good.
I don't speak to the guy. Like,
that's probably good as well. Also, we'll go away from that to sort of talk about the good of humanity in a sad way, I suppose, to end off on.
Fair enough.
So there's a man who lived in Chestershire, I think you pronounce it, which is down south, if I'm correct, I think it is.
Yeah.
And basically he went off to go and he basically told his parents that he was that he was going off, on holiday sort of thing. He went off to fight against IS for like the Kurdish forces. The man's name was Ryan Loch. He's 20 years old. And unfortunately, during like one of these like sort of missions where like he was trying to take down ISIS, he was surrounded by like he was surrounded by like troops and that, like, and he knew he was going to die like a painful death, maybe in captivity. So he ended up unfortunately turning the gun on himself.
Yeah.
It's pretty. Why do you think, right, folk that have normal lives and go out to place in the world like this where it's not typically, I know it sounds bad, right, but it's not considered our problem to go and fight for like their survival, because it wouldn't.
What do you class as a normal life though? Do you know what I mean? That's where I look at it.
Well, I know it's different for soldiers, right? But I mean,
the question you pose is why do people leave a normal life? So, in general, a normal life is.
No, I'm not saying like I know of people that have left normal lives to like either go and travel around the world or take up new job ventures or take big risks in their life.
What I will say, I think, is there's a few reasons why people join. Why I think people join the army or go out on these missions. One is being you can't get a job in the real world away from the army.
Right.
2, you just want to fight for your country and be a part of something that's,
I mean, I appreciate that, but they aren't fighting for us in this. I know, like, soldiers do that, like, but this boy wasn't fighting for us. Well, he might have done it to, like, prevent something happening to our country, but he wasn't fighting in a sense, like, without our allies and our people.
But, in general, why did this guy leave to join that? Only he'll know the answer.
Yeah, I know, like, it's just... I mean, firstly, like, condolences to the family and his friends. Sure, because, I was reading the article and it was, his mum was saying, it was quite bad, apparently his mum said, like, because there's, like, an inquiry going on about it, but apparently at Christmas, like, the last time she talked to him, the last thing that she ended up saying to him was, come back home safe, so I think that would fucking kill you if you're a parent, it.
Exactly.
But yeah, like, the world does require these incredibly brave men and women that do our jobs that most of us wouldn't be able to do. Well, we could technically do it, but
that's why we have the balls to do it.
Yeah, no, I probably wouldn't. I've got no shame to admit that.
I think if it came to it, I would. Do I want to know when I would have been in there?
Like, God forbid, but if like a situation like World War 1 or 2 came about where, let's face it, if it did ever come about, well, two things I suppose. One, if it did come about, it probably wouldn't be soldiers, it would probably be nukes, and that would be it. But if there was soldier things, and there was like the army enlistment sort of thing, where like you had to sign up if you're fit and healthy. Let's face it, the time that it's going to probably happen will be in our lifetime. It would probably happen before we're over 35 and before we could technically not be counted as listed anymore. So
yeah.
If we had to do it, we had to do it. There's no getting around it.
Yeah, I wouldn't back away from it, but what I would say is I probably wouldn't want to do it in a sense.
No, I'd be shitting myself to do it. Yeah.
But in general, I would do it because I can do it, and I
But yeah, respect goes out to everyone that does the jobs that require the sacrifice for us, the people. Exactly. And without them, like we said actually when we were talking about that movie, we might be speaking German and our whole complete world might be completely different now.
Right. But yeah, in general, if they want to there, leave it. Who knows where we would be. So
Right, and I know it's a bit of a somber note to end on, but I think that's a good place to leave on.
Got quite a few forward to the football one next week.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Expect big things because I've got some things planned that I'm going to go over with Jamie. But yeah, if you like football, you'll like the next one because there'll be a lot of planning from the pair of us going into the next one because I know we say we don't do scripted stuff, but we're going to need some notes for this one. Cause,
tune in as well if you don't like football. It might change your opinion on football.
You might actually really enjoy it. Anyway, until next Thursday.
Not fucking Friday.
I've been Liam Whyte.
And I've been Jamie Allan.
And you've been listening to Sitting and Chat, and we'll see you next week. Goodbye.